All right, friends, today's video I've actually been thinking about for quite some time now because there are a ton of things that separate a bad videographer from a good videographer and a good videographer from somebody who actually has a career in videography. There's just a ton of things, a lot of things along the way. But today I'm going to talk about a bunch of different things that separate and make a good videographer. So for the sake of this video, just for the sake of these points that I'm about to make, let's define what does it mean to be good. Just for the sake of this video, I know good is subjective and there's a lot of things that can be good. There's a lot of things that can be bad that are probably good, might be good, that you might think are good, that somebody else might think are bad. None of that matters for this video. This video, I want to focus on good means able to make money and get paid. That's what we're going to talk about as good. Just for the sake of this video, I know that's not always what good means, but for the sake of this video, good means getting paid. So let's roll some cool music and just rattle off these points one after another, after another, after another, after another, because there's a ton of points here and I might not get too detailed in them, but if you want to argue about it in the comments, I'm always there in the comments below, ready to hear your concerns with my video. So with that, go ahead, click the subscribe button. Here comes the countdown and let's get started. Number one, you got to be a decent human being. If you're gonna not treat others how you want to be treated, you're never gonna be a good videographer. Be a decent person. There's nothing worse than somebody who's just a jerk, especially a beginner who's a jerk, who just thinks their craft is so much craftier than anybody else's craft. Cut that bullcrap out. Be a decent human being. Number two, you got to become obsessed with everything and learning video. If you're not continuously watching YouTube videos, continuously reaching out to others, continuously learning, continuously researching, continuously practicing, you're never going to be a good videographer. LeBron James didn't just wake up one day and be like, oh, I'm good at basketball now. No, he practiced, he put in the work, he became obsessed with the craft. Number three, you got to share your work everywhere, especially as a beginner. There's nothing worse than somebody who jumps into my DMs on Instagram and is like, hey man, I want to be a videographer. Like, how can I be a videographer? And I look at their profile and they haven't posted a video ever. And it's like, dude, if you want to be a videographer, start posting videos, start posting content, start creating, posting, let other people know that you are a videographer. Just start creating, start sharing your work, because the more work you share, the more chances of actually getting hireable and people actually recognizing you as a videographer. Number four, this one's important. Price yourself accordingly. I see photographers and videographers all the time are just like, oh, what am I worth? Oh, let's just make up a magic number and send it out. No, look at the competition. Look and honestly reflect on your own work and say, hey, is my work as good as theirs? What are they charging for this? Price yourself accordingly, because if you come into the market and you price yourself way out, you're never going to land any clients, you're never going to get any better. If you price yourself way under, you're going to be working like a dog, but hey, at least you're working and building a brand. So number five, now, only buy gear for the job that you need. I know this is difficult. I struggle with this. I love buying gear. Gear is my favorite. But if that gear is not making you money, it's pointless. Number six, when it comes to buying gear, probably don't need to buy the best of the best, especially if you're gonna be doing something like weddings where you need multiple of the same piece of gear. Currently in our day and age, I rock the Tamron 70 to 180 2.8 lenses. Why? Because they're $1,200 a piece versus the Sony version that's $3,500 a piece. We have 6 of those Tamron lenses. I can't afford 6 of those $3,500 Sony lenses. So keep in mind, sometimes you might need to buy a little bit cheaper of lens because you might need multiples. Same with when I first started my wedding videography business. The A7 III was the popular, biggest, best, baddest full frame camera on the market. Instead, I bought 3 Sony A6300s because I knew I needed multiple cameras. So when it comes to buying gear, you might not be buying the best of the best, and you might be going the more affordable route because you need multiple cameras, multiple lenses. Number 7, price your jobs correctly. Now, you're no longer an hourly employee. Don't look at it as, well, I made $20 an hour at my last job, I need to make $20 an hour at this job. Forget all of that. You're a business now. You need to price your things on what you've got going on, what your overhead expenses are, what your time and your price and your place are, anybody you're hiring, things like that. Think about the full scope of the job and not just me as an individual. Number 8, be a decent human being. When the client asks for something, you should probably do that something. Treat your clients well. It'll always work out for you in the end. Number 9, Stay obsessed with the craft. Number 10, don't put yourself into a specific niche too soon. When you're first starting out, throw a bunch of darts at the wall and see what actually sticks, because chances are what you start out as and what you think you're good at in the first place, or what your interests are when you first start doing video, probably won't continue on for the entire of your career. So don't niche yourself in too soon. There's always other opportunities out there for more creative and fun ways to do video. Goes along with that, number 11, say yes to everything. There's no point in saying no to a specific type of job that you might not feel comfortable in. Say yes to it all, especially when you're first starting out, and you never know, you might actually fall in love with something. When I first started, I wanted absolutely nothing to do with weddings. I thought weddings were the low-hanging fruit of the videography industry. I just thought they were boring and lame, and I didn't want to do weddings at all. I did my first wedding because I said yes to it, and it ended up being a heck of a lot of fun. And now we do 70-something weddings a year as a company. So say yes to everything. You never really know where it might take you. Number 12, dress decently. In this industry, you can wear whatever you want. You can show up in a t-shirt to any job you want to. It's just how it is. But you know, if you're filming, I don't know, just dress a part of the job. If you're filming a super corporate interview, it might be best to wear some dress pants. If you're filming a local gym and a workout, it might be nice to wear some gym clothes. If you're filming a wedding, it might be nice to put on a collar, you know? Just fit in with the crowd. Don't always look like some gross videographer. I know you can wear whatever you want because you make the rules, but dress decently. It'll probably help you in the long run. Number 13, don't be afraid to buy cheaper gear. Your clients don't care about brand name as long as it gets the job done. A good example is off-brand batteries, off-brand tripods, off-brand light stands. Nobody freaking cares if you're buying the best of the best of the best. Only you. If it's cheaper and you need it to get work with the project, do it. It's fantastic. Number 14, it's different from number 13. Buy an expensive laptop. Get a good MacBook for editing, and you'll be able to keep it for years to come. Don't cheap out on your editing hardware. You'll thank me later. Number 15, and I preach this a lot, buy the right camera. Now, what's the right camera? If you're just starting out, obviously you're buying a camera, you need to buy something that makes you hireable. So look around to other creatives in your area. Are they shooting on Canon? Are they shooting on Sony? Are they Fuji people? If you want to be hired by a specific group or a company, you should probably either own the camera that they're shooting on or know how to use it. I can't stand hiring people who shoot on a Canon camera or a Fuji camera because then I gotta color grade that thing. But if they show up with a Sony FX3, dog, I can work with that all day long. So when you go to purchase your first camera, don't just purchase what's cool on the internet. Think about being hireable and how you can be hired in your area. And turns out you might need to be purchasing a camera kind of in that range where you can be hireable by other creatives. Number 16, set up a business bank account like yesterday. There ain't no reason your business money should be flowing into your personal money and your personal money should all be all gibbered into your business money. Set up a business bank account as soon as you make your first like $200, because then you can keep things separate. You can see, hey, this is what the business is actually making. This is what the business is actually spending. This is what my profits are. Hey, now I can pay myself. If you mix it all into your personal finances, it's so much harder to see what exactly you're making, what exactly you're spending. Just keep them things separate, please. Number 17 kind of goes along with number 16. Get a decent accountant. They will help you save so much money in the long run on just your tax liability and how much you're taxed and how you can save money as a owner, operator, creative business owner. An accountant is worth it. Get one. You won't regret it. Number 18, your social media is not your website. And this video is not sponsored by Squarespace. Get a website, get a landing page, get something where people can go to. Your social media, I mean, yeah, it's cool, you can share your things, but like have a landing page for your website where people can have a spot to go. Number 19, I kind of touched on this earlier, but if you're just starting out and you don't have a client, still keep creating video and posting that video. Whether you're doing spec commercials or just filming your personal life, you should still be creating content, editing that content, posting that content, because the more people see of you posting video, the more they will recognize you as a videographer and the more hireable you will become as a videographer. Number 20, when it comes to getting jobs that you don't think you'll enjoy, don't knock it till you try it. Go out, book that wedding job, give it a run for your money, see if you like it, see if you hate it. Go out, book that concert gig, see if you like it, see if you hate it. Go book that corporate interview, see if you love it, see if you hate it. Don't knock it till you try it when it comes to random specific niches. Some of our biggest clients today are in the corporate interview side, and at first I thought it would be some of the most boring work ever, but honestly, I have a lot of fun with that company, and we just go out and do so many incredible things. So don't knock it till you try it, because you never know if you'll be enjoying it or not. Number 21, create things that you like. Yes, but if you're in this to make money, in this as a career, you have to know that you won't always be able to enjoy the things you're creating. It's just how it is. Clients will have weird requests that you don't want to do, that you don't think is important for the video, that honestly might make the video worse. But they're your clients and you pretty much have to do what they say. Sure, you can convince them or try to flip it around, but you're not always going to be able to create products that you love. If you are in that position where you absolutely won't create anything that you don't love, you're probably not going to be in this business for very long. So you're not always going to be able to create what you love. Sorry. Number 22, watch your competition's content. You might learn something from it. It's interesting to see what the competition is doing, how they're doing it, and how you can be better, especially if they're making sales. Watch your competition's content, keep up with it, see what you can learn from it. Staying in your own lane is important here, yes, but being inspired by other creatives just keeps you motivated altogether. So keep yourself motivated, stay inspired, obviously stay in your own lane, but watch your competition's content. See how it stands up to yours. Number 23, everybody wants their own clients, yes, but keep in mind that being hireable by other creatives is still a super lucrative part of this business. You could be full-time videographer and have zero of your own clients and always be second shooting, working on sets, working with other creatives all around. So keep that in mind. You can still be hireable as a videographer even if you don't have your own clients. And honestly, especially in the wedding field, some people prefer to be second shooters and lead shooters and associate shooters and not have their own clients and just pass off that footage when they're done shooting it. If that's you, right on, baby, right on. Number 24, scale when it makes sense. When you are overwhelmed, it's too late. You need to start scaling before. If you're taking on more clients than you can personally edit or personally handle, you just need to start hiring an editor. You need to start hiring other videographers. Scale your business when it makes sense to scale. Not all of these businesses are one-man shows. Obviously, some are 3 or 4 or have multiple employees, multiple editors. Scale when it makes sense for you. Don't be afraid to scale. Yes, you lose some creativity and you lose some control, but it is so much better on your own mental health to have a team around you, a team to support you, and multiple people involved in your business. Number 25, same concept, hire an editor sooner rather than later. When I first started, basically 2017 to 2020, I was doing everything all by myself. All of the shooting, all of the editing, all of the posting, all of the everything. Today, we have multiple editors, multiple shooters. I've got somebody running social media. My life is so much better now that I'm able to scale and able to hire out in areas that I don't love to do as much. So hire an editor sooner rather than later because it will save your mind and save you from a lot of things. Unless you really enjoy editing, then maybe hire a sales guy or hire a website guy or hire somebody else things that you don't enjoy as much. Either way, hiring somebody sooner rather than later before it's too late is always a plus. Number 26, stay obsessed with the craft. Don't get complacent. Always be learning. Number 27, save for retirement. Listen, people in normal jobs, they don't think about retirement because they got their normal retirement accounts going, all pulling out of their check before. But as a videographer, as a creative, as a small business owner, you don't got any of that. So save for retirement on your own. Open up a Roth account or some investment account. Just start saving as soon as possible. I wish I would have done it 25 years sooner than I did, but I didn't, so we're playing catch up, you know? Think about that because normal people with normal jobs don't have to think about it because it gets taken out of their check automatically. You got to think about it if you're going to be doing this. Number 28, think about the long game. Where are you going to be 20, 30 years from now? How are you going to scale this business? How are you going to save this business? How are you going to retire one day? What's your plan? Is your plan to grow the business and eventually pass it off and continue as an owner? Is your plan to just keep this kind of as a low-key job and push everything into a retirement account? Is your plan just to blow all your money all your life and then have nothing when you're 50? What's your plan? Think about the long term. Number 29, learning manual camera settings is important, but it's not the end of the world. Listen, I had made over $200,000 in this business before I ever learned how to set white balance Kelvin manually. I just never did it. I was just an always auto white balance guy until finally I started shooting Kelvin white balance only. Same concept. The first several years of my career, I was always not shooting in S-Log, never really shot in log, always shot in built-in profiles. It doesn't matter. Yeah, sure, you get better image quality here, there, and everywhere, but don't get too obsessed with having to do everything manually. If you've got great clients and they like your product, you can get away with doing some auto stuff. Just don't tell any of the other creatives, because that's what you do. Long story short is start creating first, start selling first, then go and perfect your craft. You don't have to have a perfectly polished product ready to sell. You can start selling just as you are. Number 30, a lot of people say, oh, I started doing this because I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to do what I love. That's false. You won't always be doing what you love. Sometimes you're editing projects that aren't the best. Get over it. Your clients still come first. Clients still have non-enjoyable requests sometimes. And regardless, there's a lot of joy that comes out of this job and a lot of freedom that comes out of this job, but it's not 100% free. You still got money to be made. You still have clients who have demands. Treat your clients well. Easy as that. Number 31, careers don't have to be forever. Continuously check in on yourself. Are you enjoying it? Are you doing what you love? Are you having a good time? Is there anything else that can tickle your creative freedom? Always be checking in with yourself. If you need to pivot, video and the world of video has a lot of pivots you can do. You can go into multiple different areas. You don't always have to be doing the exact same thing, but continuously check in on yourself because careers don't have to be forever. All right, I think that just about covers it. If you just follow these simple 31 steps, then you'll be a great videographer in no time and loving every single thing about your life. Kind of. Anyways, I really appreciated just getting down, sitting down, writing all these down, and I hope you enjoyed watching them too. So if you enjoyed, leave me a comment below, click the subscribe button. I'm trying to get those subscribers up, and honestly, I love when people comment on my videos, whether they disagree or agree or they just got something else to add. I love it because I will definitely comment back. I'm enjoying reading all your comments and just building a community here on YouTube. So I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.